Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 2. A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. Every man that takes it up will shake his hand. I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Haracha'a Kodash for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. May the blessing of election be upon your house. This is the brother Zion coming at you with another lesson to feed the lambs through the Holy Spirit. Haracha'a Kodash, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying and to the point. And in this lesson, we're going to get into staying locked in. Staying locked in. All right. You know, if you're not locked into the truth, you're going to get locked out. Okay. And Yahawashi got the keys, man. All right. To the point where if you ain't locked in, you know, if you don't treat Yahawashi like a priority in the time of trouble, you're not going to be a priority. Think about it. You're not going to be a priority. You have to give and show that Yahawashi is a priority to you. You know? See, the reason why we do the work, all right, is because honestly, out of fear, you know, we are in fact scared. We are required to teach. We are required to exhort daily. We are required to keep pushing the word. It says, Sirach 22 and 2, a slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. I didn't know they stack shit that high. To where if you're a lazy student, a lazy prophet, a lazy, slothful servant of Yahawashi, basically Yahawashi is telling you, you a piece of shit. You know? You're a piece of shit. Do you want to be labeled as that to Yahawashi? Because you're going to have a lot of Israelites that's going to wake up to everlasting shame, contempt. They're going to have their head down, man. Once you put your hand to the plow, you can't take your hand off the plow. What you thought this was? You thought Yahawashi is lackadaisical? You can't just run off with Yahawashi money. You know? You don't want to be a napkin nigga, man. You know? Elder Apostle Gabar went into that some years ago about them napkin niggas, man. You know? They have all of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding they'll gather up and they'll pull it in a napkin and then put it in a bushel somewhere and just don't give a fuck. If you show Yahawashi, you don't care. In the time you need him, you know, he ain't gonna care. They ain't gonna care. Yahawashi not gonna care. Catching major hell. I mean, I'm calling on Yahawashi. I mean, you know, man, I'm calling on them. I know the names. But you didn't have them as a priority. That's why Yahawashi ain't fucking with you. You got to do the work. We finna retire soon. We ain't finna be teaching forever. The elder apostles get to 95 years old, and now we gonna be like, it ain't gonna be no cycle like that. The moment Jacob's trouble hit, that's it. Ain't no more. So we gotta work until Yahawashi say ain't no more. And that ain't no more coming soon too. Real soon. Quicker than what you think. It can happen tonight, tomorrow, before Passover. All hell could break loose before Passover. And you playing? You can't be playing in this thing, man. Yahawashi will lock you out if you ain't locked in, because they got the keys. You see what I'm saying? A slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. Yeah, man, I'll do that lesson, man, whatever. Or you just don't want to do it. Every brother been a victim of that little slothful demon somewhere in their ministry, somewhere in their walk. Don't build a couch at a low estate. You will be a potato. You got to strike while the iron's hot. You may be through the, I would say the rabbit hole of YouTube shorts. You don't want to get caught up in that either. Because you'll fuck around and just be posting in the group chat just shit that don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even get into that rabbit hole of the YouTube shorts. You know? Like articles and things of that nature to keep the flow of the ministry going, to keep brothers in the spirit. That's what you need to do. You know? And I'm speaking to myself first, you second. But a slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. The filth. You wouldn't touch crap with your own hand. You want to be as far away from that as possible. You know? You know how filthy a dunghill is? That means you just going off and not even giving a hell. You just choosing to go off. You just want to go off. And you ain't rebuking them damn demons. You know what I'm saying? And that'll fuck with your walk, man. That'll fuck with you doing lessons and shit. You out here on your phone and then all of a sudden you on Facebook, whatever, and all you see is one juicy booty on there. A badass female too. And then that lesson that just went out of your goddamn head and now you say, yeah, I do it tomorrow. No, fuck that. Do the lesson now. Now. N-O-W. And then you realize that you didn't do the damn video, and then you look, and then you just see a brother did a video on the same thing that you was gonna do. Strike while the iron's hot. And a lot of times Jake iron be hot, but they ain't trying to iron. I'm talking about the whole ironing board is out. You got the starch. You got the water inside of the iron. It's on, it's hot, it's steaming, it's ready. But you ain't ironing your shirt. You just gonna let it sit there. And then the water go out in the damn iron and you trying to iron and you burn up your shirt. The Lord gonna burn your ass up. Just like that shirt. Keep on. Because when you enter into this ministry, you are literally putting yourself in the presence of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, man. It's like you're presenting yourself right there at the throne. So that means you got the spotlight on you, man. You can't be bullshitting. Otherwise, the Lord gonna lock your ass out. And you're going to be looking through the window like them little kids on that movie Crooklyn from back in the day with Spike Lee. Ooh, man, they got this and ooh, they got greens. Ooh, man, they got fried chicken. Ooh, man, look at the, you know what I mean, the silverware. Ooh, man, they got everything. You're going to be out there on the outside hungry than a motherfucker. Why? Because you had the opportunity to eat, but you weren't eating. Yahawashi say we got to eat the roll. When you eat the roll, it's a process of eating the roll. You know? You have to taste the food. When you taste the food, tasting is a part of the process. Chewing is a part of the process. Swallowing is a part of the process. Digestion is a part of the process. Digesting what you eat. You see? See, Jake put their finger in their mouth and they throw up. Half the time, Jake don't even like the taste of the food. They spit it out. Patooey, yuck. I don't want that. Okay, bye. You ain't got to eat here. Let's see what you come up with, homeboy, homegirl. Let's see what you come up with. Because obviously what you doing is stupid and it ain't right. Now let's move on, man. We got Luke chapter 9 and verse 62. I highlight it for the brothers. Hold on. It say, and Yahawashi said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahawashi. You got to remember Lot's wife. That ain't just for females. When you say remember Lot's wife, when the scriptures go into that, it ain't just talking about females. Niggas look back all the time. They be thinking about how they was in the street, what type of nigga they was. Excuse my French. X, Y, and Z, what they used to do, bipping and bopping and doing all of this, hippity hop, all this crap. You wasn't on nothing. The moment you was something was when you got into this truth. Yeah, I said it. When you got into this truth, you was something. Don't fuck it up. You got to do the work. This is required of a prophet, to do the work. The scriptures in the book of Hebrews are going to exhort daily while it is yet today. So you can't be bullshitting, man. And I'm speaking to myself first, you second. Now, it say having put his hand to the plow and looking back. So you putting your hand to the plow, you know, but you looking back. That's that thorn in that side, them outward circumstances. And Jake gonna be put in a situation where they gonna have to have those outward circumstances. They're gonna be thinking about them outward circumstances when they are enticed to sin. When they come across that word temptation. You see, you know what I'm saying? Jake gonna come across that word temptation. And they're going to be enticed to sin by the outward circumstances, man. All right. And that means that you're going to look back. Thinking about what you could have been. You wasn't going to be shit else in the world. I promise you that. And Yahawashi will make sure of that. It's all about doing the work so we can get the fuck out of here. This is a time that where we serve our prison sentence and we almost on up out of there. We gotta outdate. Jake be acting like we in here for forever and a day. No, we ain't. We gotta outdate. But our outdate is when Yahawashi, you know, Salakia, when the Most High Yahawah say. Yahawashi don't even know when he coming back. The angels don't even know when he coming back. The only one that know who, you know what I'm saying, when Yahawashi is coming back is the Heavenly Father. We all waiting on each other. So don't lose patience. Yahawashi didn't. And we've been going off so much. Yahawashi could have been lost patience. They don't owe us nothing. We owe them everything. And how do we do that? Doing the work. That damsel crying out. Because if you ain't crying out, that means you like what's going on. You like what's, I mean, the scriptures go into it. You know what I'm saying? Like in the law. That if that damsel don't cry out, that means she like that shit. So don't get caught up like that damsel that like that. You're supposed to be crying out. And how do you cry out? Doing the work, doing the videos. That's how we show our appreciation and our gratitude for us fucking up by worshiping other gods and all. Man, we are prisoners to Yahawashi. All right. So with that, I want to give all infinite honors, praises, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth and sincerity. They steered us well and they ruled well. Shalom to the hopeful elect. We on the next one. Shalom.